Been a long time since I played not only a cute 'em up, but this franchise, because I played it casually about over 20 years ago when it originally came out, and it's back again. And I think Cotton Reboot is a pretty solid game. I'll talk about it more in the review. Let's get to it. Before we get to this video, I want to give a huge shout out to ININ Games for providing a review copy of Cotton Reboot for PlayStation 4, effectively working for PlayStation 5, which is what I reviewed this game on. And it's in the cute 'em up genre, and if you're not familiar, or you're probably wondering what the hell is a cute 'em up, cute 'em ups are basically when you take a shoot 'em up and you take the gritty, remove the spaceship, remove the aliens and the desolate backgrounds, and throw in some cutesy anime characters and vibrant backgrounds and explosions, and there you go. You got a cute 'em up. It's a whole subgenre that is very, very, very popular within the subcategory of the shoot 'em up or shmup. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing Cotton Reboot and see if this franchise, which has been pretty much dormant, it's been dormant for about 20 years, but its initial release was like 26 years ago. So we're gonna see how it is stacking up now versus when it came out back then. So with that being said, if you're new to the channel, I'm Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, host of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. And if you want to support what we do here, we do have Patreon, we got channel memberships. Links for those are both down below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into Cotton for PlayStation 4, also available on Steam and on the Nintendo Switch. The world has lost the morning light due to a curse that has occurred, causing the sun to no longer rise in the sky. Darkness blankets the world and there is nothing but eternal night. Nada de Cotton, a young witch, happens to be strolling about a forest and encounters a fairy named Silk, who then pleads with her to help save the fairy kingdom and, by proxy, the world. Cotton is completely uninterested in this and is aloof to the world around her, as all she wants to do is eat these candies that are known as willows. Realizing that she needs to act fast, Silk stretches the truth, and greatly exasperates the truth of the reward of willows that Cotton will receive if she helps her. Only being concerned about eating willows, Cotton accepts and off her and Silk go on their adventure. Gameplay. Considering this is a shmup or however you want to put it, the primary goal is to survive the endless onslaught of bullets headed at you and make it to the end of the level to face the end boss. There are 7 levels in total that you will find going through, which will bring about unique challenges. You fly about the screen pressing the square button to shoot straight ahead, while triangle activates fever mode, which is a score multiplier, while circle activates your magic screen-like nuke abilities. As you shoot down enemies, they end up dropping gem shards, which work to raise the experience gauge at the bottom of the screen, which increases the level of your various magic abilities, such as a screen nuke like lightning attack, a laser attack that destroys everything in front of you, and so much more. The gems you gain will level up these abilities, as well as the usage of these will drain that same bar, so make sure you use magic sparingly. Silk will act as your companion and fight at your side, of which you can gain the help of a few more helpers that will aid you in battle and help you clean house with the baddies that come against you. Boss and mid-level boss fights are pretty epic, with you fighting a near half-screen like enemy that can wreck you in mere moments if you aren't quick to catching on to their pattern. Also of note, this is a sidebar, but make sure you aren't at the edge of the screen on the right side when you get to their layers, as many times they will appear in the screen and just straight devastate you, costing you a life, and there'll be no warning that they're gonna pop up. By default, you start the game with 3 lives per coin, and when you die, you can restart right where you died, allowing you to get right back into the fight. Graphics. The game's graphics are pretty stellar with such vibrancy. The levels are incredibly colorful and tons of enemies and explosions and more. Cotton's sprite looks every bit as good as the 93 original, and Silk looks awesome even if she really doesn't animate at all. Each enemy looks incredibly different and varied from one to another, and despite all the chaos of the battlefield, each one stands out from not only the backgrounds but also from one another and the endless streams of bullets swarming towards you. Each level is substantially different from the next, with such locales such as a city with a scary demon moon in the background, to a desolate graveyard guarded by the Grim Reaper, to a volcanic wasteland, and more. There's just honestly no two levels that are the same. What's added to this game is the ability to choose between playing the game in the arranged mode with the updated graphics and newer UI and HUD on the upper and lower sections of the screen, or playing the 93 original in the XR 68000 version, which is complete with the 4:3 aspect ratio and graphics. Now, keep in mind, both titles, they don't play exactly the same. Just because it's a reboot doesn't mean it's going to be one for one like the original. There are some variances here and there. Sound. While each level has an excellent OST arrangement remixed by several different composers, due to the amount of explosions and voice clips, you won't really be able to appreciate how golden this OST is. There is voice acting for each of the cutscenes and even during gameplay. However, unless you understand Japanese, then you won't really understand what is being said. And given that I don't speak Japanese, I can't really tell you if the voice acting is good or not. Downsides. There aren't any real downsides to this game in my opinion, and I'm being completely honest. Sure, you can argue that this game is pretty easy, especially with the unlimited continues, of which you can turn off. And you know, the price of the game being $39 at the time of this release and this review, it'd be off-putting to a lot of people who aren't fans of the shmup genre, but then again, this is a game marketed towards fans of the franchise and shmups in general, not casuals. Honestly, there isn't anything I can really say that's a downside to this game. I mean, minor grievances like not being able to turn when you're vertically scrolling or if you're going in the opposite direction. Aside from those, there's no issues with this game. The wrap up. I'm always happy seeing franchises from my youth in the 90s return in the modern era and be given a second chance at life, and I'm even more elated when I see that they do exceptionally well with modern audiences and bring back a lot of us old heads who grew up with these games. Seeing the Q-em-up genre be brought back with one of the icons of that genre in Cotton is an absolute joy to see and play, and I am incredibly happy with my time with this title. With incredibly tight controls, 7 incredibly diverse levels, a superb soundtrack, and beautiful graphics with the option to play, make Cotton Reboot one of the best shmups I've played in 2021 and a game I highly recommend. The verdict? Hey, go out on a whim and buy it. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's the review for Cotton for the PlayStation 4, also available on the Switch as well as Steam. Again, shout out to ININ Games for providing a review copy of this game. And you know, honestly, what do you guys think? Did you like this cute 'em up? I have a whole from start to finish playthrough of the game on the channel. It'll pop up in one of these corners and it'll be linked down below if you're not familiar with it. But if you're familiar with the cute 'em up genre and if you've played Cotton before, you know, what do you think of this? What do you think of this reboot? Or if you're new to the genre or the subgenre of cute 'em ups, what are your thoughts on diving into it? Whatever you think, let's get the conversation going down below in the comment section. And if you want to take the conversation further, we do have Discord as well as Guilded. Links for both of those are down in the description below. And with that being said, I'm Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii content creator. And if you want to support what we do here, you know, keep the show going, we got Patreon as well as channel memberships. Links for both of those are down in the description below. All that being said, I'm signing out. Deuces wild, too sweet, be the elite. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Mahalo for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate your support by those of you who like the videos, who watch them, who subscribe. And for those of you who are my Patreon supporters, thank you for your continued support because you help make this possible. If you enjoy my work and you'd like to support what we do have Patreon on patreon.com/Mekel Kasanova. We also have Coffee as well as Subscribe Star. So there's various methods if you want to support the work that we do here. We also have channel membership, so make sure you check that out. That way you get up to date on all the latest and greatest content that comes here and first, and exclusive content as well. And if you enjoy the work that I do and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So with that being said, I'm Mekel Kasanova, Hawaii content creator. I hope to see you on the next one. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ding the notification bell. And all that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.